He's a member of the House Freedom Caucus and is running for the Senate seat vacated by Attorney General Jeff Sessions. He joins me now. Congressman, thanks for being here.
My pleasure.
All right, so what is the plan to move forward on Obamacare?
Well, on the House side, we've been working. It's unfortunate that the Senate decided to quit in August when we thought they were going to work until we got this issue resolved. But keep in mind, even in the House, it was very difficult. We had a first bill that wasn't so good. We were able to replace it with a better bill. We were able to marshal up the votes and get it out of the House 217 to 211. And what this current discharge petition effort is to revert back to the bill that we passed in 2015 and keep our promise to the American people. I'll be one that will be signing that discharge petition to try to force a House floor vote on a repeal of Obamacare, thereby helping to keep our promise to the American people on the one hand and cut into those huge increases in insurance costs that are oppressing the ability of American families to take care of their family needs. For example, in my state, insurance premiums have tripled in just 4 years as a result of Obamacare. That's a horrific burden for a lot of Alabama's working families.
All right, I want to tee up this tweet from President Trump talking about Senator Mitch McConnell. This is one of them. There's been many. But this particular one is the one in which he said, Senator Mitch McConnell said, I have excessive expectations, but I don't think so. After 7 years of hearing repeal and replace, why not done? Reasonable question, to which but Congressman, you responded with this. You said, I agree completely, Mr. President. McConnell and Strange don't support your agenda. I do. Reconsider endorsement. What is your message to President Trump there?
Well, it's a very big paradox to me, and I don't understand the advice that the president is getting from so many different people. And I know this isn't the number one focus on his agenda, the Senate race in the state of Alabama. But on the one hand, he chastises properly, I believe, Mitch McConnell for failure in the United States Senate to do the job that the Senate promised the American people that they would do. And that's fine. I agree with President
Trump. So you
Trump
want to ditch Mitch, and you're saying you're with the president's message, but your opponents in the Senate race are not. So you're saying to the president, who has endorsed one of your opponents, to support you rather.
Yeah, it makes no sense to, on the one hand, criticize Mitch McConnell the way the Senate is operating, but on the other hand, to endorse Mitch McConnell's candidate that is supporting the very process that prevents us from being able to pass an Obamacare repeal, to be able to pass tax reform, to be able to balance the budget, to be able to come up with the funding for a border wall. And that's the inconsistency that a lot of people on the conservative side have a difficult time wrestling with.
So let's talk about that Senate race in Alabama, because this is the way things are polling right now. Judge Roy Moore, 31%. Luther Strange, about 23%. And you are trailing by about 13 points at 18%. Congressman, how's it going?
Oh, I think it's going much better than that. And the problem with the polling is very simple. Pollsters, they try to determine who's actually going to vote in an election. We've never had an election like this, so we don't have a pattern to go back on. We've never had a United States Senate seat special election in the month of August in the history of the state of Alabama. So the key on Tuesday is going to be turnout. And quite frankly, I like the position we're in. As long as we're within the margin of error, Luther Strange and myself, we believe that we're going to win this thing because our people are motivated. We don't want the swamp's candidate to win in this election. We don't like the idea of what is happening in Washington, D.C., where special interest groups and lobbyists are spending millions of dollars on behalf of Mitch McConnell to purchase this election. So we Alabamians, we're somewhat of an independent group, and we want to determine for ourselves who our next United States Senator is going to be on the one hand. And on the other hand, we look at what Mitch McConnell is doing from the state of Kentucky, and we think to ourselves, doesn't Kentucky already have 2 senators? Do they really need a third one? We need a second Alabama senator, and I'm hopeful that the people of Alabama will make a good decision on Tuesday and elect a principled conservative, a person who has a spotless ethics record, and if so, I'm their guy, Congressman Mo Brooks from the Tennessee Valley.
You got your message out there, Congressman Mo Brooks. Thank you for being here.